Hey guys, welcome to my fourth reflection. Today we'll be taking a look at 5 different articles and videos on the topic of wearable tech and weight loss, along with games and teaching employees new skills. The first video that we're going to be watching is called "What is a Serious Game?" and this is where companies use games to teach employees new skills. And they do this to create a more exciting environment and to create more willingness from each employee as they're learning the new skill. As we all connect over games, so if it becomes a competition, people will be more likely to take it seriously, and this leads to more knowledge gained by each individual. And also this allows for a hands-free learning environment, so managers could spend other time focusing on other problems instead of training the employees as they're being taught independently by the game. Now on to the second article. The second article is talking about the Internet of Things and how that will be useful for healthcare and how that will improve technology and benefit everyone's overall health. So first off, what the Internet of Things could do in healthcare is a lot of data recording, such as heart rate, GPS location, time, dehydration signs, not having enough food or energy, keeping track of the time of day, making sure that you have music to listen to, and also technology in the shoes that allow more data to be recorded more accurately, as it's right at the tip of the extending leg. So how exactly will this benefit healthcare? Well, doctors will be more informed because they'll have a lot more data on you, so they can figure out what's wrong with you quicker just by looking at your records of everything mentioned before. The medicines itself will become more advanced, as with data we can see true effects, we can see deeper effects of medications on certain people, and depending on what type of health they're in, the drug could affect them differently. It makes it easier for doctors to prescribe whatever is needed to the certain individual. It allows for faster response times to get to an individual that needs help. Going into the third article here, this is an article by the Los Angeles Times about the FDA approving a new device for weight loss. And what this device does is that it uses electrical leads and implants it just above the stomach, and the regulator carries an electrical impulse that affects the vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve is a nerve that affects the whole function of the body, including the function of all the organs. So by disrupting this signal with electrical impulses, this allows for prompt the stomach to relax and expand to prepare for an influx of food. The FDA has tested this in a 12-month clinical trial, and 38.3% of the subjects that received this device lost at least a quarter of the excess weight that they had, and 52.5% of the subjects lost at least 20% of their excess weight. On average, weight loss in those subjects with the device was around 8.5% greater than seen in subjects who just received the normal electrical impulses compared to the activated ones. This is the fourth article called Data Overload, and it's about if using too many wearables and monitoring your health has any downsides to it. And in this article, it's talking about mainly marathon running as the form of exercise or the sport performed. Here, we are comparing how the Kenyans train compared to how the Americans train for a half marathon. Whereas the Americans have everything mapped out to the millisecond, and they have little tactics for every part of the race. The Kenyans aren't bothered with specific details, but more overall endurance and how in shape they are and how they're feeling. And this really allows them to put all this extra numbers behind, as there's no pressure, because it's just they're supposed to run however they're feeling that day, compared to having all this science and expected times of what you're supposed to go. So the last article is why fitness trackers could be a waste of money. The biggest argument in this article is that fitness trackers are not that accurate, and so the data that you're getting is not useful, as it's not the true representation of how your body is performing. With the most accurate wristband being a fully covered sleeve on your abdomen, and then second being the Fitbit Flex, but they're both over 10% in error, which when it comes to health and judgment of disease and treatment is quite a bit. And so this article is pretty much saying that until these smart wristbands become cheaper and more effective, that right now at this time point they are ineffective. They are not worth the money until they become more accurate and can keep up with the demands of our society. So I'd like to thank you guys for listening to my fourth reflection. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you would like to comment about any of the articles, you could leave it down below. Thank you.